So welcome back here to Polo Line TV, the 40th Snow Polo World Cup at St. Moritz. We're just warming up for our third and final game of day one. Here at Polo Line, we did just want to acknowledge it has been a painful week for the world of polo, and we send out all our thoughts and prayers with the families of Rufino Lale and Jujan Garahan. Such a sad news on both sides. One of the world's most talented young players, and then a man who defined the polo commentary for so long as well. Our thoughts and condolences goes out to all the friends and families from all of us here at Polo Line. And back here, as I mentioned, they will remain in our thoughts for a long time. But as we go now to this third and final game of the day, it is last year's finalists and a real favourite of the local crowd. It's the Kushnap practice. Eduardo Greggi, truly one of the nicest men you will meet on the polo circuit, bringing his side back here this year. I can see that army of white jackets beginning to take their places in the grandstand opposite me. And they play two-time winners, the 2022 and 2023 winners. Azerbaijan, Land of Fire. Elchin Jamali, Tallinn Govanliev, Adrien Laplacette and Rally Laplacette play against the Kushnap practice. Eduardo Greggi, Francisco Bellastegui, Chris McKenzie and Cedro Strada. I checked in with both these sides just before the game. They're really excited to get their campaigns underway. Cedro Strada, of course, part of Team Macaj. Last year, winners of this tournament against Eduardo Greggi and his Kushnap practice side. He has been moved over. Eduardo Greggi, he had his man that he wanted in the lineup, and he brings him over to the Kushnap practice for this year. There in front of us, you see the two Laplacette brothers in the centre of the field as well. Adrian and Rally Laplacette. Both players so successful around the world polo circuit. Please do follow us on social media. Let us know what you're thinking of the action. Instagram, Polo Line, OK, Facebook, Polo Line, Int, and YouTube, Polo Line TV. But it is Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, the lighter green tops, playing against the Kushnap practice in the dark green. Azerbaijan, the team captain, Elchin Jamali, Tallinn Govanliev, Adrien Laplacette, and Rally Laplacette. They play against the Kushnap practice, Eduardo Greggi, Francisco Bellastegui, Chris McKenzie, and Cedro Strada. Chris McKenzie, a player we've loved watching around the world. This is his first time on the snow, the South African international. Really excited to see what he can do. But the two Laplacettes, Adrien and Rally Laplacette, they really are a formidable duo. So we will go through both sides again. The third game of the day. We've already seen victories for the World Polo League and Team Towers early on in the day, looking very impressive. Who will join them with the third win of the day? Remember, tasting defeat on the first day of action, it does not end your chances, but it makes life very difficult the way this tournament is run. You're going to have to rely on some favours from some other teams. But two times winners, Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire. Elchin Jamali, there's a great interview that you'll be able to see on Polo Line with the captain, talking to how much he loves this tournament. And we'll be calling forward the Kushnap practice, I think. First of all, as I mentioned, Eduardo Greggi. He brings such a following to this location. The Brazilian Eduardo Greggy, and hear him take the love of his crowd. Francisco Belostagi, he plays at number 2. Number 3, it is for South African international. His debut on the lake, Chris McKenzie, and playing it back, last year's champion with Team Akash, Cedro Strada. They play against Team Azerbaijan. Waiting for them to be called forward. And it is Elchin Jamali. He plays at the number 1 position. Number 2, Talan Gubanaliev. He plays at number 2. And then it's the first of those brothers. Adrien Laplacette in the white helmet. And Rally Laplacette in his trademark blue uncapped helmet out there with the red blaze going down it. So it is Team Azerbaijan. They play in the light green. The Kushnat practice, they play in the dark green. Team Azerbaijan, they start with 1.5 goals on handicap. There was a slight correction. We also need to make these chukkers, they are 6.5 minutes, not the 7.5 minutes. That was instructed earlier. So 1.5 goals in favour of Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire. The third game of this opening day. The 40th Snow Polo World Cup out here on the lake. Who will join Dylan and Cameron Baker's Team Tower side earlier on in the day, and Melissa Gansi and her World Polo League side? As the umpires just issuing final instructions before we get going. It's a great crew of umpires this year. The main umpire, Oliver Ellis, brings Mark Holmes, Charles Seville, and Cesar Ruiz Genazu. As players just having a chat before the game. See Adrien Laplacette just having a word with the opposition. And what a great game ahead of us here. I was here for 2 years. That Azerbaijan Land of Fire came out the winners. And those two Laplacettes in the middle. They are so difficult to stop. As the ball goes in play, and straight away it does come to Adrien Laplacette, looking to take on Cedro Strada with the backhand down the ground. Picked up there now by Chris McKenzie. McKenzie has a look. Greggy going down the ground, calling for the pass, but it's stolen off McKenzie by Laplacette. Laplacette on the near side with the shot up towards the goal. Up there quickly is Jamali, but the backhand played superbly by Strada. Now looking to turn it round is Balategui, picking up the ball now here for the Kushnat practice, taking it down the board. Hook there by Laplacette. Laplacette just gets there just about. Jamali, he is there. Looking to turn it round. He gives it now to Gabanyanyev with the shot up over halfway line. Called off there by Laplacette. Laplacette with the shot down the ground. Going back in defence is Strada. Big tail backhand played again by Cedro Strada, but it's only gone as far as Raul Laplacette. Laplacette. Chris McKenzie, he's there. Takes it forward confidently on the near side. Still now with Chris McKenzie. McKenzie taps it. Leaves it now for his teammate Strada. Strada now told to use it by the umpires. Long drive down the ground, looking to see if he can find Greggy. Back there is Jamali, though. Jamali, good play on the near side. Flicks it round, looking now to find Laplacette. Raul Laplacette with the tap down the boards. Long drive there by Laplacette. It will stay in play. Looking to get there quickly. First will be Strada. Strada under pressure from Gavanliev putting on the pressure. Still there though with Cedro Strada. Look how the player from Argentina just gets a little bit of space. Now he takes it past Laplacette and look at him run. It's Cedro Strada on the near side, but he's going to run out of room. But good early pressure there coming from the Kushnat practice, and they need to as well with Team Azerbaijan Land of Fire with that 1.5 goals on handicap. And I think Cedro Strada just asking for a little bit of time, just have a look at his pony. And so the umpires look like they're going to let Cedar Estrada go off and have a change. Just sure if you hear the commentator on the ground, Jan Erik, the voice of the snow polo, just seeing where the crowd's allegiances lie early on. And it does sound like the Cushionat practice, they have the support of the locals getting this first game underway. Cedar Estrada mounts back onto his pony. And happy to continue. No, they're going to tell him just to go off and change, I think, on to a fresh mount. So a little bit of a break here. Reminder, the schedule then over the coming couple of days, just as we have this early break, we have 3 games each of the day. The final day, of course, is the day of the finals, where we will have the 40th Snow Polo World Champion crowned here on the lake. Both these sides, you would imagine, will be looking to put the chance to be in that final. But we play 3 games again tomorrow, similar schedule, 11, 12:15. We then have a bit of a lunch break before coming through again at 2:30 local times. Like I said, all of these games, they are on social media on our Facebook channel. Please do as well watch on the app. We're delighted to be here. At the same time, Polo Line, our team over in Dubai, bringing you the best of the action from over there as well. But for us here, it is all about the Snow Polo World Cup. The Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, they will be resuming. And they are the ones to get us back underway. Brought in here by La Placette. But it's going to be Jamali at the front. Oh, Jamali went for a big neck shot. It wasn't helped there, I think, by his pony just moving away at the last second. So it's Balestegui. Balestegui coming down the ground, but he's being chased there by La Placette again. Not a lot of room, but look at the play there by Francisco Balestegui. Taking the ball up towards the goal. He's got to get past La Placette. Rally La Placette. He comes around La Placette. Takes it up here against the board. They don't want to let this player get ahead of steam. Coming back quickly there was Cedar Estrada as it's there now, but stolen away by Adrien La Placette again. La Placette with a shot down the ground. With a shot up towards the back line. He doesn't have a lot of room to play with. So coming onto it again before the umpires blow the whistle. And it's Cedar Estrada claiming it should be his. We'll see what the umpires are going to have a think. We'll have a look at the instant replay as well. Let's have a look there. It was La Placette. He managed to get there on the near side. He then came in and the same there, I think, that he rode over the play of the Cushionat practice player in possession of the ball. So players will go for change halfway through this first chuck, and I think we'll be underway with a shot from the centre of the ground. So players coming back on to the ground, and it is indeed going to be a penalty from the centre here to the Cushionat practice at 1.5 goal on handicap. Still stands tall over proceedings at the moment. So they're going to want to close down that gap as quickly as they can. So, Cedar Estrada closing down quickly there is Adrien La Placette, but Cedar Estrada gets round, and oh, look at the blocking there by Eduardo Greggy, taking out Raul La Placette. So Cedar Estrada with a shot towards the goal, and what a team goal that is. The work being done there by Eduardo Greggy to take away Raul La Placette, allowing Cedar Estrada. That was great work being done by the team captain. We have a look at the instant replay. Look how Cedar Estrada, look, coming in there again all his players around. It's a great team goal for the Kushnat practice. So just half a goal in it now. Ball goes back in play. Remember, ends do not change when a goal is scored, as it comes back round here now with Cedro Estrada, a player who really dominated this tournament last year with Macaj, picking up the Snow Polo World Cup last year round, as it's here now with Strada, looking to take on La Placette. Still now Strada. Behind him comes Mackenzie. Mackenzie taking no time at all to acclimatise to the conditions out here as Strada takes it out to the left-hand side. Now takes it to right. Good work by Vadestegui to make a little bit of space, as it's still here with Cedro Estrada with a shot towards the goal. They all look to help him out, but he just sent it wide to the left-hand side that time round. So it remains 1.5 goals to 1. A couple of minutes remaining here in this first of our 4 chukkers. So it's here now with Raul Laplacette. Raul sends it out looking for his brother Adrien Laplacette. Ball pops up over the board, so that will be a throw-in. So ball comes back into play, and it is going to be Adrien. Leaves it again for Raul. Raul Laplacette takes it to the right-hand side. Still now taking it to the left. Look at the control he's got on the ball. He won't allow this Kushnat practice. It's great work being done by Adrien Laplacette to take him away, and it's Raul Laplacette now coming through at speed. Oh, look at the touch by Strada, but it's still going to fall now for Adrien, just waiting patiently, but there again is Strada looking to finish it off. And that is going to be a close penalty in favour of Azerbaijan, Land of Fire. So penalty now, close, 20 yards out, or might even be closer. They were right up close to that goal. Now they move it back to the 20. So real chance here for Raul Laplacette. So Raul Laplacette coming round. 20 yards out. Easy as you like. Straight through the centre of the goal. And Raul Laplacette, he makes it 2.5 goals to 1 now. They started with that goal and a half on handicap. And the players come back to the centre of the ground. So ball comes back in play. We're going to get there quickly. I think that was Jamali going in there underneath the swing. It might have been Tarlan Kovanliev. And a hit from a spot in favour of the Kushnat practice. And Cedro Estrada and Chris Mackenzie to stand back over proceedings here. So Chris Mackenzie gives it to Strada. Chris Mackenzie comes behind. He will leave a ball. Oh, look at that play. Coming in quickly there. I don't think the umpires are going to like it. The whistle has been blown. You've got to go shoulder to shoulder. And that is going to go in favour of Kushnat practice. The umpires will double check. We'll have a look at the instant replay. So as they came across there, they did manage to make a mess of it defending from the front. Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, they think it's going in their favour. But it looks like they're going to be left frustrated, and it is going to go in favour of the Kushnat practice. It was Tarlan Kovanliev who is really making a nuisance of himself at the front, alongside Elchin Jamali. But the result is a 20-yard or maybe a 40 in favour of Krishnap practice. A 40 it is. All these penalties undefended as they get closer, but as we've seen throughout the day, these 40s in particular, they are not easy with this lighter ball. And it's going to be Cedar Estrada will be the man to take. Cedar Estrada with the penalty. It's just crept wide to the left-hand side. So 2.5 goals to 1. It remains. I heard the bell go. I think that could well be the end of the first chukker. The umpires are just going to confirm whether we do one more play or whether that is the end. I think also Cedar Estrada is saying there might have been a player standing in the wrong place. So the umpires, they will have a think about that as they go off. But that is the end of the opening chukker. And it's 2.5 goals to 1 in favour of two-time champions, Azerbaijan, Land of Fire.
Here lives the rare, the holy grail of the undiscovered, the uncommon, the enchanted and offbeat. To find it, you need to begin off the map of ordinary. Taos, it's out there.
So players making their way back out then for the second of our 4 chukkers. See what we get underway with. As I said, Cedar Estrada, he was hoping they might give him a second chance. I think he was saying there was a player on the inside of the goalpost, but the umpires say nothing going. And it looks like it's just going to be a roll in from the centre of the ground. So ends change. Ball is in play and we're back underway. And it's Cedar Estrada looking to muscle his way through again. Cedar Estrada, such a great player in that number 4 position. But great defensive play by Adrien Laplacette, but only as far as Balasegui at the back now here for Krishnap practice. But it's gone there. The open back and play by Jamali. Look at that play. And they're gone now. It's going to be Laplacette out in front. Can he run all the way here for Team Azerbaijan Land of Fire? Laplacette with the shot being chased hard there by Eduardo Greggi. Great defensive play by Greggi and coming back and hitting the tail backhand. That was going to run close to goal. But it was a foul on the way. We'll have a look at the instant replay. Coming down the ground there. You saw there Cedar Estrada picking up the line as Laplacette went for the backhand. You may as well when it's at that stage. I did also, saying I mistakenly called the Laplacette's brothers. They're actually cousins, Rally and Adrian. Based just outside of Loas in Argentina. It's amazing how they really have made a mark on polo. They play all around Europe. They play in Australia, Argentina, of course. 2 times winners here. But it's now there with Cedar Estrada. Called off by Mackenzie. Mackenzie looking to get there. Cross came Jamali, but it falls now here for Ral Laplacette. Rally Laplacette looking to go as he's got Chris Mackenzie to beat Ral Laplacette. Look at that. Javier once, Javier twice, Javier a 3rd time. And what a score. That is goal of the day by Rally Laplacette on the near side. And I'll tell you what, the crowd who have been largely cheering for the Krishnap practice, they really did sound their appreciation. Look at this drone shot here. He really did well there to keep it under his control. But what a final shot that was by Rally Laplacette. So, Team Azerbaijan land at fire. 3.5 goals to 1. Remember, they started with that goal and a half on the board, but they're winning either way. You're looking at the moment with Adrien Laplacette this time with a near side shot, but they're just going to run out of room. They're not going to want to let this one get too much further away. Kushnap practice. Traditionally, through this tournament, we've seen the first day goals a little bit tougher to come from. Players take a little bit of time just to get used to these conditions of the lake. The lake is looking absolutely fantastic today. 40 centimetres of ice below this snow this year, making it safe and able to play. As coming through there was Cedro Estrada. The umpires, we'll see which way they give this one, because they were telling Cedro Estrada to use the ball with Adrien Laplacette there in front of him. Cedro Estrada claiming he wanted to but couldn't, the way that Laplacette had positioned himself. We'll have a look at the instant replay as we had another look on the drone. And at that point, the umpires had said use it. But there's no way he could get through, is what Cedro Estrada claims. But let's see what the umpires say. The ball is going to be at the spot of a foul, whatever way it does go. Oh no, they are going to take it up. And it is going to go in favour of the Kushnap practice. So a big chance here for the team in dark green, just to inch their way back into this one. "40 yards out then, this penalty. Cedro Estrada. Man who kept his cool so many times last year when this tournament was a penalty shootout. So Cedro Estrada with the shot. He put plenty behind that. And what a score that is by Cedro Estrada. We've seen today from the 40-yard mark, most players have tried to stroke it through, but he put all the power he could. And it just soars through the centre of the goal. So the Kushnap practice, their fans sound happy over on the far side opposite here in the Polo Line Tower. 1.5 goals separate the game. Great shot that is by Adrien Laplacette, looking for his cousin Rowley. Going back there is Cedro Estrada. Big open backhand, looking for one of Greggy or Valestegui to get there, but it's just gone in favour of Rowley Laplacette, who looks now for Adrien again. Adriencito Laplacette with the ball right there on the back line. Kushnap practice and Cedro Estrada managed to get the backhand. Mackenzie's horse didn't really help him out there, allowing Laplacette to get there, but Mackenzie kept on pushing. Ooh, stick broken there, and it looks like it's the stick of Jamali, so he's going to have to hope the ball goes dead soon so he can go and change sticks as it's fair game with Adrien Laplacette. He knew where his cousin was going. It's Rowley Laplacette who gets there. Rowley Laplacette with the shot, and a rare mistake there as it goes wide to the left-hand side. You'd imagine the umpires may well say, go change your horses at that point as you hear the whistle go. So halfway through the second of our 4 chukkers, 3.5 goals to 2. Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, remain out in front. So again, reminder, do download our app, Polo Line TV, to keep up to date with all the coverage we bring you from around the world. Like I say, this time of year, obviously the European polo circuit, a little bit quiet, other than here on the lake. But we are out in Dubai at the moment. We brought you all of that coverage, that amazing spectacle over in Saudi Arabia as well. Do join us on Facebook, watching this game. Say hello in the comments. Let us know what you think. But when we get back underway here, it will be a knock-in for the Kushnap practice. That goal and a half, courtesy of handicap, remains the difference between these two sets of players. Just getting a little bit colder now here. You tend to find in between the first and second game when that sun sets up high in the sky, it does get a little bit warmer. But as we head towards late afternoon sort of time, the wind having a little bit more of an impact. But Cedro Estrada and his team, they will have the ball on the back line. So ball now here with Chris Mackenzie. Mackenzie taking on La Placette. Slight change in tactic here then for the Kushnap practice. Ooh, Chris Mackenzie just about got away with it. Now looks to take on Jamali. Good defence at the front though by Jamali, and it's going to fall now for Cedro Estrada again. Cedro taps it left. Still now with Cedro. Gives it now to Chris Mackenzie. Mackenzie, South African international player, taking it up towards the halfway line. Down to the right of Adrien La Placette. Adrien though did enough, and seeing no one there in front, he chooses to turn it himself, and now he looks to go. Chris Mackenzie looking to come back quickly. Great speed there by Mackenzie. Now the counter is on, and it's going to be here with Cedro Estrada. Cedro taking on Rally La Placette. Look at the speed of Rally La Placette coming back. Next shot down the ground, looking for anyone to be at the front, but they'd all come back. So Chris Mackenzie first there. Chris Mackenzie under their neck. I'm not sure his players were quite on the same wavelength there. So Jamali with the tail backhand, but again, it's going to be Raoul La Placette. Govanaliev, he goes down the ground, calling for a pass. All the players now in front of La Placette. La Placette just looking at the ball. I'm not sure quite what he's asking. I think he's asking if he can go off and change off onto a fresh pony. The umpire's more than happy to comply. May well have lost a shoe, I think, is what he was looking at. So, of course, in the snow and the ice, they will let you stop for anything like that. Just wait and see what we get back underway with. Normally, if the ball goes out of play, they take it to the centre of ground. But with the ball being dead, we'll see where they look to go from here. They may well give it back to Team Azerbaijan as they were in position, and that does indeed look to be the case. So it's going to be Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, with the ball on the back line. So here now is La Placette. Long, lofted drive down at the ground. Big period of play coming up as we approach the halfway point. Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire. They want to put themselves even further in front. Jamali looking to get round. Good defence by Eduardo Gregi as it's here now with Balestegui. Francisco Balestegui with the ball. Heads towards the back line. Not sure who got the last touch. Both sides claiming it should be their possession. I think they may well just give that for the avoidance of doubt in favour of the Kushnap practice as they get going again here. And it is Cedro Estrada. Behind him is Chris Mackenzie. Francisco Tegui looking to stretch the play at the front as it gets left now for Chris Mackenzie. Mackenzie taking on Jamali. Jamali looking to come back quickly. Big bump and a ride-off. Great play there by... Ooh, Chris Mackenzie takes a tumble. Jumps straight back up onto his feet. I think the horse just slipped him. He just rubbed. But Chris Mackenzie, I think he fell on his hand there. So he's just giving his hand a little bit of a shake and a bit of movement. The ambulance will just come out to make sure he is okay. Might need a little bit of magic spray on it. And he will go back to find his horse back in the pony line. And Chris Mackenzie, he jumps on the back of the trailer. It's great to see all these teams playing so well on this opening day. They really leave nothing out on the field. Every game we've seen so far has been so hotly contested. All sides giving it their all, using all players in the team to stretch the play, make it run as much as they can. You know, we talk a lot about the higher handicap players on the field, but we saw great performances earlier on in the day by the likes of Cameron and Dylan Bacon getting that victory in the first game. Melissa Gansey played so well as well as her side pulled out the victory in the second. And watching out here, Jamali, Gregi, Govanaliev, they all play so well. Such an asset to their team. So Chris McKenzie just had quick bit of attention by the trainer in the tent. They were going through their lunges and pre-game warm-ups before they got going. And with what could well be the last play of this first half, can either side make any more of an imprint on the score? Will we be, as we started, 1.5 goal handicap difference? We will see. So, players have a look. In possession as they were. Team Azerbaijan land a fire and they will resume once again. Umpire's cool play. Raul Laplacette with the drive down the ground, looking now to get Jamali in the action, but it's a near side backhand. It was played by Valestegui. There goes to Bell. We've got half a minute to go. As it's here now with Laplacette. Laplacette, coming across there was Valestegui. The umpires are blowing the whistle. They've got a decision to make. We'll see whether they say that as that for the chuck or whether we play this final shot. As we have a look on the instant replay, you saw there, it was Laplacette with control of the ball. I think just getting a little bit stuck there was Francisco Valestegui. And they will play out this first half, it looks like, with a final penalty shot before the players go off and change once again here. And it's going to be a close one as well. So we're talking, would we go in as we started with a 1.5 goal difference? This is a big chance to make it 2.5 goals to the good in favour of Team Azerbaijan. And it's going to be Raul Laplacette, his cousin Adrian Laplacette, watches both on grey horses in this second chukker. So Raul Laplacette, the last shot of the half. Just dribbles it up towards the goal, has a quick look, makes no mistake at all. So the goal is scored, and as we head into the halfway point of our final game of day one at the 40th edition of the Snow Polo World Cup in St. Moritz, is two-time champions Azerbaijan Land of Fire, who lead the Kushnak practice 4.5 goals to 2. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. So, no time wasted here. We will head back straight here for the third chukker. And it is, couldn't label it a convincing lead, but it's certainly a confident lead here for Team Azerbaijan. La Placettes looking to make that early bit of practice, as kind of mentioned. You've got Mackenzie and Vazdegui. They are playing their first World Cups out here. Those players, they do tend to get better as the weekend goes on, as they get used to the conditions. Whereas for La Placettes, Jamali, Govanaliev, they are no strangers to the snow. And they look to make it count early on. So we get back underway here. Ends don't change. Before the game, they do a toss to decide what ways each team will start the first half and the second half, so it can end a little bit peculiar that teams don't actually change ends, as you've seen out here. But this one in favour. So we have a look at the instant replay of Kushnat practice. And just saw that clearly. The team in dark green had possession of the ball. Now going to the left is Cedro Estrada. He started this game really strongly. Now looking to get going again. Great play there by Jamali, just forcing him out to the left-hand side. Near side backhand played, but turning first is Chris Mackenzie. Mackenzie in front of Raoul Laplacette. Lovely play by Mackenzie, looking for Greggy. Eduardo Greggy with the next shot. Can he get the second one? Coming back quickly. He's got to be careful not to give away a foul as Greggy just runs out of space. And the umpire's happy that Jamali had given him enough space. So the ball will go to the back line. And it is going to be Raoul Laplacette. Raoul takes it out to the left-hand side. Close by him there is Cedro Estradas. Good pressure by Strada, but coming onto it next is Adrien Laplacette. Just a bit quicker there than Chris Mackenzie. There now with the backhand was Eduardo Greggy, but it's picked up again, and Eduardo Greggy is going to have to go again here. He's called, no, he's told to keep going, but the umpire's stopping the play. I think a few players looking around at the umpires to ask what the decision is there. Wait and see where the ball is placed. The umpires are just going to explain to players. There may well have been use of the whip, which is not allowed, not permitted out here. So that may well have been the cause of the foul there. The umpires are just going to go and explain and have a chat. They've got third man there. As we have a look, it didn't look like there was a foul necessarily on the play, but you see a yellow flag being waved there in the direction of Cedro Estrada. So that would suggest excessive appealing is what we're hearing. So he was helicoptering his mallet in the air. And that does give another 20-yard or a 40-yard penalty in favour of Azerbaijan. Land of fire. Zero tolerance out here. So you get this one, and that gap, that half goal as well, always just makes it so much more ominous. It's amazing what such a small amount can do when it comes to looking at how conceivable a comeback may be. And it is going to be Raoul Laplacette. Laplacette with the 20-yard penalty, and it's straight through the centre again. No mistake at all, and I'll tell you what, here at the ground as well, the team Azerbaijan fans, their voice is beginning to be heard, and the light green, two-time champions, are the team in control at the moment. What can they do to get going here? Mackenzie gives it to Strada. Strada now has a look down the ground. Mackenzie and Eduardo Greggi both go in behind him as Cedro Strada inches it up. He'll be happy with this as it goes. He's appealing for a foul. Just getting stuck there was Govanaliev. And that is going to be a penalty as we have a look on the instant replay for Cedro Strada. Watch for number 2 in light green. Just got caught. He didn't see it coming from behind him, but the umpires will give that against him. So it's going to be a penalty. We'll see whether it's 40 or 20, but they really need this one. The team in dark green. And it is going to be a penalty too. So 20 yards out. So big chance here, and they need it. Cedro Strada, oh, he's hit it wide right. So you've seen the impact that penalties can have in this contest. Earlier on in the day, in a game dominated by penalties, World Polo League, they came out the winners against FlexJet, largely because of a higher rate of conversion when it came to the penalties. And that could well be the story out here as well. But here is Jamali. Jamali now looking to run out to the left-hand side. Good pressure it was, though, by Vastegui as it gets left again here for Strada. Strada, he's got Chris Mackenzie out in front. Mackenzie, though, didn't quite read the pass. So it's going to be Raul Laplacette coming around now. Laplacette leaves it for Adrien Laplacette, appealing for a foul. The umpire's happy as it's here again with Cedro Strada. Ooh, he took a risk. He gets away with it. Cedro Strada now to the left-hand side of Jamali. Govanaliev there is there waiting for him as he approaches the goal. Taps out the air a couple of times. And look at that defensive play by Jamali to take it away to the left-hand side and gets the open backhand boot as well. What a play that was by the number 1 for Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, but Chris Mackenzie shows his class, takes it out to the right-hand side, giving it again to Cedro Strada. Cedro Strada spins it back around, still now with Strada, about 30 yards out from goal. Strada has a look, taps it once, taps it twice, now puts on the burner, but it's blocked at the front again. And it's that man Jamali in the number 1 shirt. He's just not letting him go anywhere now, as it's now taken down the boards, coming back quickly in defence. Valestegui with the backhand, looking now for Eduardo Greggi. Greggi ridden out of it. But it's going to be Cedro Strada again. Strada with the tap. They really need to come away from this possession with a score. Looks to run again. Laplacette, he's back there. Mackenzie coming through. Chris Mackenzie, he's got the score. And the crowd on the far side make their voices heard. It's a Kushnap practice who pull one back. 2.5 minutes to go. The umpires say go off and change. The game just tightens up a little bit. Still a chuck and a half remaining in our third and final game of the opening day. So players make their way back onto the field. We'll have a roll in from the centre of the ground. The cousins, Adrien and Raul Laplacette, first back on. Eduardo Greggi close behind. Now, what can Kushnap practice do? Cedro Strada, he was the dominant player in the first chukker, but since then, you've got to give a shout out to the number 1 as well. Jamali, he's always gives it his all out here for his side, the team captain. And now he's going to have a chance to run. And here it comes. It's going to be Jamali out in front. Look at the strength of Strada. Strada gets a near side backhand, but here now, Mackenzie. Got to be careful not to give away a foul here. Chris Mackenzie, the South African, goes around the outside of Galanyev. It's still now with Chris Mackenzie. Mackenzie picks it up, looking for Eduardo Greggy to take away Laplacette. Oh, look at that by Laplacette. Oh, he's going to go right back up there towards his own goal. Brave play there by Laplacette. They all go for it out the air as the sun really begins to shine. There's a real advantage at the moment heading towards that goal as it's here now with Laplacette again. Laplacette, like I say, Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, they've got the advantage when it comes to the direction of that sun. It's shining up high in the direction that Krishna Practice are going. So it's there with Laplacette, the open backhand. Eduardo Greggy, he is back. Jamali putting on the pressure again. Oh, Eduardo Greggy needed to get it, and he did. Great play there as he finds Ciro Estrada, taps it up towards the halfway point. Now in towards the 60 yards out from goal. Now Ciro Estrada, they need their number 4 to make this one count. It's right up towards the back line, finds the goal. What a score by Ciro Estrada, and he makes it now 5.5 goals to 4. The team in dark green making their way back into this contest. The speed, the determination of Ciro Estrada there to make that one count. He didn't have a lot of room to get that final shot away, but it's going to be close right towards the end in this contest. Chris Mackenzie coming up there. Jamali gets a little touch on the ball. Mackenzie beaten to it by Laplacette. Laplacette now looks to go. He's putting it up towards the goal. Mackenzie's got to be quick. Mackenzie's quick and strong. And it goes now wide to the left-hand side. Good defensive play by Mackenzie. There goes the bell. Who's going to pick it up now? They need just to keep possession of the ball and get it down the ground, and that should keep it safe as it goes up. It may well stay in play. It does. The ball bounces. They all have a look for it. They don't want to give away a foul now. Remember, whatever happens, if it's no foul, it will be a roll in from the centre. The near side backhand played by Ciro Estrada. Now there with Chris Mackenzie. Mackenzie sends it up and high against the boards, keeps it in play. Look at that. Oh, he just runs out of time as Chris Mackenzie got going, and that will be the end of the third chukker. Anyone's game here with 7 minutes to go. It is Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire 5.5 for Krishna Practice 4. So we're back underway. The final chukker of this contest. Who's going to get the big goal now coming? It's there now with Valdewi. Big backhand by Elchin Jamali, but there's no one there. Cedro Estrada read it. The team in dark green, they need this next score. Cedro Estrada, what a score that was. The last goal to make it a goal and a half. We're back to where we started with the difference on handicap. Come behind me to Chris McKenzie is for cool from Cedar Estrada. He wants to go again. Elchin Jamali, look at the work being done by that number one time and time again. He has stopped the high goal players at the back here for the Kushnap practice. Chris McKenzie really growing into this game. He looked to take on there Laplacette. Laplacette did well. Bladestewi with the tap into the air, but coming round and beating them both initially and again is Rally Laplacette. Rally with the open backhand. Umpires have a look. As we have a look at the instant replay as well, as they look to make the decision out there. You saw there it was Rally Laplacette who got the ball away. He missed the backhand, then spun back round it. There was also a collision on the ball as Bladestewi came round, and I think they're saying there the number 2 in dark green had the line of the ball, and he was blocked by a player just out in front. So that is going to be a penalty in favour of the Kushnap practice. And suddenly, having been down, nearly out, the team in dark green, last year's beaten finalists, have a chance to make it a half-goal game. So Cedar Estrada, 40 yards out. Sends it, but it's going to go wide left. He hit a great first penalty of this contest, but since then he's just been a little off target. So it remains a goal and a half separating them. Laplacette, Rowley with the tap. Adrian Laplacette, dummied left, now goes right, but it's good defensive play by Chris McKenzie to get there first. Spotted it, the tail backhand played, looking for Cedar Estrada. Estrada just scoops onto it. Look at again the work being done by Eduardo Greggy out in front of him, allowing Cedar Estrada the space. Oh, across came Laplacette. He managed to get the near side backhand in, but Chris McKenzie dummied right, goes left, but he just had too many light green shirts out in front of him, so they're going to have to start again here with Cedar Estrada right back on the halfway line. Cedar takes it right. Still now with Cedar Estrada with the tap again, looking to take on Jamali at the front. Elchin Jamali, who's been so effective in that defensive position, but this time I think just found himself out in front. Again, protesting his innocence. Have a look here at the replay. It's there with Cedar Estrada. Yeah, you just saw him. I don't think he meant to, but he just went across over that line, taking away the room, and it's going to be up there. Well, they've placed it on a 20. Let's see if the umpires agree with them, but it does look like that is going to be the decision. So 20 yards out, and they can make it a half-goal game here. Still plenty of time. McKenzie steps up and he takes the penalty confidently through. Cedar Estrada stepped aside, let Chris McKenzie take the penalty, and there is half a goal now separating these two sides. The Kushnap practice, last year's finalists, Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, 2 times winners. They head towards the final change out here, halfway through the final chukker. Just half a goal between these two sides. Make sure you join us, of course, throughout this weekend. We continue tomorrow and on Sunday, 3 games each day, building up, of course, towards the Snow Polo World Cup Final, the 40th edition, 40 years, 1985. Rito Garenzi, who celebrates his birthday today, the man, the visionary behind it all, watching proudly today as well. And what an event this is. As the afternoon moves on, these crowds, they come down, the music plays on the far side, there's live bands, there's food, there's shops. It really is a great day. If you are watching anywhere in travelling distance of St. Moritz at the moment, you really have no excuse but to get here over the next couple of days. I don't know if you can hear But the White Jacket Army on the far side, they are responding to Eduardo Greggi and his pleas for support. They will be loving the spirit shown, the comeback. Remember, defeat does not end their chances. The way this tournament works, it's almost that the second day is the game you've got to win. So, the momentum is with the dark green. The score is in favour of the light green, and they could here go with Elchin Jamali. Jamali with the near side shot, couldn't quite bring it round, so it's going to fall again for Chris Mackenzie. Mackenzie did take a little bit of a tumble in that first chukker, but it only seems to have woken up more. He's got better and better as the game has gone on. He now leaves it for Cedro Estrada. Cedro Estrada looking there to take on Laplacette. Laplacette, great backhand play. Mackenzie's got to be quick. It's two players in light green. Elchin Jamali leaves it for Laplacette. Laplacette with the near side play. The umpires, have they blown a whistle? I think they have. I'm not sure. They weren't happy with the direction there with Chris Mackenzie's near side backhand coming across. Or did they say that Laplacette came across having had the offside? So you see there, Laplacette. So it's all about there whether Laplacette had to go offside. If he did, that will be a penalty in favour of, and that is indeed the case. So Laplacette switched over to the near side. What a big decision that was. So Chris Mackenzie comes again. Cedro Estrada settles in behind. This is the way they've played this second half. Looking to use Chris Mackenzie more as a runner. Cedro Estrada. Chris Mackenzie runs up again. Looks to take on Elchin Jamali. Jamali does so well defending at the front as Chris Mackenzie taps a couple of times there over the halfway line. Still now with the South African international, Chris Mackenzie taking on Laplacette. Laplacette, he was caught in between two players. Oh, Cedro Estrada may have been better keeping that one a little bit closer. Sabul on the back line. Comes again here with Raul Laplacette. Raul keeps it close. Now sends it out left. Coming back quickly there is Cedro Estrada with the near side backhand. Still plenty of time for Chris Mackenzie to get his side out in front here. He's got two Laplacettes surrounding him, and it's Raul Laplacette who's able to take it away using Adrian as the blocker. Raul Laplacette has a look down the ground. He's going to keep it close for the time being. Segui and Chris Mackenzie, they are putting on the pressure at the front. Look at the confidence here of Raul Laplacette. That clock ticks down to under 2 minutes. He will just keep it here as long as he possibly can. Manipulates a little bit of space. Takes it out. Now sends it down the ground. Chris Mackenzie, he's got to get there, and he does. The near side backhand. Who turns first? Oh, it's going to be Adrian Laplacette. They're going to play conservatively now. They've got the clock and the ball as well. What a big minute and a half or so in this tournament as Raul Laplacette with the tap. Takes it to the right. Coming back still. There, we've got a minute to go. They need to get possession here somehow. The team in dark green, and they do with Mackenzie. They look to go. Laplacette's got to get there. He leaves the ball behind. There is going to be a chance. It's Laplacette with the near side play. And back now comes Raul Laplacette. What a minute and a half this has been by the two Laplacette brothers. They've just kept possession on the end of their stick. Now they do send it down. 40 seconds to go. Jamali looking to win it here. Elchin Jamali for his side. Tail backhand played by Cedro Estrada. Chris Mackenzie's got to go now, but Raul Laplacette, he's there again. Great play here by Raul Laplacette. The backhand played, it will stay in play, and there is Jamali. Great play again by Elchin Jamali. Gives it to Adrian Laplacette, who turns first. It's Jamali again. He's hooked out of it by Cedro Estrada. They've got to go. Have they got time? The clock is ticking. It's Laplacette at the back, the big under the neck shot, and that is going to go up and in play still. As turning onto it first is Chris Mackenzie. Mackenzie beaten to it again, and he will just take it across the ground. There goes the buzzer. What a game. What a performance by the two-time winners. Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, they run out the winners. What a game here. The third and final game of the day. The Kushnap practice, they gave it everything. But the two Laplacettes were just too much at the back. They played keep ball for the last minute and a half, and they run out the winners 5.5 goals to 5. Hang round for the stats before we bring an end to the opening day's proceedings. But what a great day it has been, and it just keeps on going for the next couple of days. Eduardo Greggy, he goes back to the crowd. They still have a chance as we look at the stats now. The Kuznets practice actually did for better with the field goals, but look at that penalty conversion rate for Team Azerbaijan. 100%, whilst only 2 out of 5 for the Kuznets practice. 1 yellow card as well against Seed Drostrada. But from us here at the first day, we end with Team Azerbaijan, Land of Fire, running out the winners, 5.5 goals to 5. The players, they will celebrate now going into the evening here on the first day. And from all of us here at Polo Line, please do join us for our opening game. We're back from 11 o'clock, 12:15 and 2:30. But from all of us here on day one, we will see you then.